Hey Hooper, it's Deanne Love here, and we are starting a new series here on YouTube. So if you're not already subscribed, do that now. Click do that thing. It's so simple, and congratulations to the Hoop community for reaching over 100,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. Yeah, it's you. It's just Masa and I hanging out, sharing with you, but you are the community. So this new series is called Creating Combos, and I am going to be using combo cards that have been created by Anna, hooptherapist.com. Anna is a Hoop Love coach, and if you don't know what a Hoop Love coach is, you can go to hooplovecoaching.com because it is my online hoop dance teacher training, and it's epic. I think there's almost 1,000 Hoop Love coaches all around the planet now. That is amazing. Also, what I'm going to do is break down each of the tricks. I'll tell you about the combo cards soon and how you can use them. I'm going to break down each of the tricks, but if you're missing out on some hoop learning, maybe there's not a hoop teacher in your area, you can always go to learn.hooplovers.tv because I have so many courses over there that I have created with so much love for you. All right, let's get cracking. I'm going to leave all of the links for all of this stuff down below. But I know that you want to start hooping, so let's do it. There are a lot of ways that you can use these combo cards, but for this series, Creating Combos, I'm going to pick randomly 5 cards, and we are going to put a combo together. Now, that might seem simple. Each card has a trick on it, and it might seem really easy, like you're just going to pick the tricks. But the beauty of enhancing and engaging with your flow is in letting go, surrendering, having fun, and then finding beautiful, smooth transitions to flow from one trick to the next. And sometimes that can be tricky. So that's what we're going to do in this Creating Combos mini series. Let's call it that. All right, so let's pick 5 cards, first of all, from the combo cards created by hooptherapist.com. I've given them a shuffle, and we're just going to pick the top 5 ones. So we have lasso. Don't worry if you don't know what these are. And then we have weave. And then we have escalator, and then we have bounce, and then we have smear. Okay, I'm gonna chuck these in my pocket. So let's go over them again. We have lasso, and weave, and escalator, bounce, smear. All right, so first of all, I'm going to break those tricks down for you. I am using a bigger hoop today. This is a 100 centimeter HDPE hoop, and it's great for beginners. So let's break down these tricks, and then we're going to flow them in a combo, or as I call it, a flow session together. The awesome thing about these cards, or about doing combos this way, is that there are a whole range of different ways that you can put these tricks together. But let's go in order first, then we're going to disrupt it, mess it up, and go in a different order. So you will have 2 combos just from one tutorial. Okay, so let's break down the tricks first of all. Most of these tricks are actually, they're all total beginners. So I'm going to give you a really quick lesson on each of them. Again, if you don't know how to do some of these beginner moves, then you can look for other tutorials or go to learn.hooplovers.tv. So a lasso looks like this, and it's when we're spinning the hoop above our head and it's on the horizontal plane. So there are a few ways that you can move into this. You can be going from passing in front and behind, and as you take the hoop up towards the sky, you're going to let the hoop rotate around your thumb and then push your 4 fingers up towards the sky, opening up through your shoulder, a slight bend in your elbow, and always keeping your thumb out so that the hoop doesn't come down. And you're creating a little bounce forwards and backwards, not swinging the arm. And if your arm is too low or it's out here, you're going to hit yourself or something else. So making sure that your posture is nice and tall, but you're fairly relaxed and you're balanced. If that feels like too much of a challenge for you, then you can hold the hoop with one hand and put your palm facing away from you with your fingers up and your thumb out, and give yourself a little turn in one direction, and then again take your fingers as if they're pointing towards the sky and your thumb is pointing out like a stop sign, and you're making an L between your pointer and your thumb, and it's a little pulse forwards and backwards. You can try that on both hands, both arms, just to warm up, giving it a go right now. And even if you're not a total beginner, this is a great warm up for you. Okay, so this is the lasso, or at least this is what I'm calling the lasso. Okay, let's go for a weave. A weave is when we crisscross the hoop from one side to the other. You might have done this with a skipping rope when you were a little kid, but we're going to hold the hoop in one hand one side on that side plane with your palm facing up. Then we gently grasp the hand around and we're going to cross over to one side and back to that first position. Criss, cross, criss, cross. Noticing that the hoop is not flipping or we're not having to control it. It's a lot about just making sure the alignment of the body is open and the weight of the hoop is doing most of the work, and that you are letting the hoop scoop down into parallel lines, like train tracks either side of your body. So cross over, 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 over. For a little challenge, do it in the other hand. If you've never done this before, it might feel a little bit strange, but you will definitely get there. Practicing on both sides will mean that you can start to do a double weave as well when you pick up two hoops. So cross, cross, loosen your grip, open your chest, and allow that hoop to scoop down. Left side, right side, left side. If you get caught or you start to twist or do any of those things, no stress, just come back to first position. So the palm is up, grasp the fingers around, push the hoop forward and over to the left, over to the right, or vice versa if you're starting with your left hand. A great way to bring your second hand into play is to put it on top of your first, just like this. And then you can get both arms to do the action and you're building memory in your body. The next one is an escalator. On learn.hooplovers.tv, I have an escalator workshop that has more than 40 variations. 40! That's how creative the hoop community is. There are so many different variations for one move. So the cool thing is with these combo cards is that you could have 40 different combinations of this combo just because the escalator has so many different styles. But a basic escalator might look something like this. So let's go for a basic escalator. We'll see. We might even go for a reverse escalator when we come. We'll see, because of creativity, inflow. So for me, I'm in my right hand. You could be in your left. You want to have your wrist facing forward. Then you're going to take your same side leg in and back through. So now your toes are facing forward and the hoop is kind of over the front of your ankle and the back of your knee, depending on the size. What's going to happen is you're going to cross it across your body, and as you do that, you step in with your outside leg, you raise the hoop all the way up to the sky, and then you push it out here. You can flip it over and go into a lasso. And we can talk about different combinations a little later. All right, so stepping in. For extra pizzazz, you can align your posture so you're nice and tall. Step in and out, maybe up to a lasso. The next one is bounce. And again, there are so many interpretations of this, but we are going to do a bouncing isolation like this. So you could do up, down, like a V, but what we're going to do is like we're pushing through mud, and then we tilt our pointer finger away, and then pushing back. So side to side, kind of bouncing. You can interpret this however you like. This is a really nice, free flow, fun way to manipulate your hoop. So your hand is on top, and you're pushing one direction, diagonal arm, and then you're going to drive the hoop and push back until you get a long arm. But then once you relax into it, you can kind of get your knees going and hips going. It's a really fun one, so have a little play with that. And the last one that we picked was the smear. And I have lots of tutorials on this one. Smear looks like this. Sometimes I call it the orbit. Often I call it the orbit. So we start in front. My thumbs are down. My fingers are wrapped around at 3 and 9. And we take the hoop over to one side, to the back, to the other side, and the front. And then we start to smooth that out. You can stand still with the smear, or you can turn in a circle and really enjoy the flow. All right, so you might have already been thinking up, or your body might have been connecting with some ways to put these moves together. For the first combo, what we're going to do, because I want to share with you how you can create these combos. And sometimes they come really quickly and easily, like the tricks will all transition together seamlessly. And other times you have to make stuff up, or you have to kind of practice so that you can then drop into an easy flow. So what we're going to do for the first combo is take these tricks exactly in the order that I picked them and see if we can put them together. So come along with me, grab your hoop if you can, make some space, and we're going to see how we might be able to transition. Hint, there's probably a whole bunch of ways. So if your transitions, or if your body's intuition, or maybe some training or practice that you've done in the past tells you to do a different transition, go with that as well. Also try mine, because it's great to try as many different ways as you can. All right, so let's start with the lasso. In your own time, taking the hoop up above your head. And what we're thinking about, or what we're moving through, is we're going to need to go into a weave. So this is the lasso, and this is the weave. And they are very different moves. You can notice when I'm doing a lasso, my hand is completely open and it's a spinning move. It's also on the horizontal plane. When I'm weaving, my hand is grasped around the hoop and it is on the vertical left and right side or side wall planes. So thinking about how I'm going to transition from above the head spinning to beside the body. And what you can do is you can simply just intuitively grab the hoop and drop it down and move in. But I like to move in flow, so making everything kind of a dance. And two ways that I like to do that is to either turn in the same direction as the hoop and allow it to kind of melt from one trick to another, or be very sharp and precise and present with my moves, going from one plane or one trick to another, creating a transition and then moving into play. So I'm either flowing in circular play, or I'm creating sharp changing angles to go into the next move. Does that make sense? So I'm going to do a move that I call shut the door. So we're going to squeeze going from lasso, try it with me. We're going to squeeze and hinge in front. So now our hoop is on, it's gone from the horizontal plane to the vertical plane. And now what we need to do is we need to get our hand into this position, right? Because that is our next position for the weave. So there's a few ways that you can do that. Trying lasso, and you might have already worked this out, just having a play. Moving forward, practicing, playing with your own transitions as well. We squeeze the hoop, we shut the door. I like to bring my other hand on the outside here, and then I'm going to roll my holding hand, which was my right hand, to what will be a 12 o'clock position. As I turn my body, now I'm in first position for the weave, and I can go for a weave right here. Okay, so giving yourself a little practice, turning in a circle, squeeze, shut the door, turn and weave. How does that feel? Have a few goes. You might want to do it in your opposite direction. Squeeze, shut the door, turn, reposition the hand, and weave. A few more times. As I said, you can try in your second hand. You can try in that reverse position. Squeeze, shut the door, and here. All right. How does that feel? Okay, so for the next one, we are going to move into an escalator. Now, from a weave, an escalator can feel like it might be quite challenging. It's like, okay, I need to get to this position here. If that's the escalator that you're using, you might have already come up with a different variation. So, okay, I need to get to this position here. I'm going to show you one variation of a transition that you can use from a weave. So what's going to happen is, moving into your weave, as the hoop comes onto your opposite side, you're going to do a thumb four-finger transition, step in, and escalator up. I have a tutorial on the thumb four-finger transition. It is a really great one to use and to practice, whether you're a beginner or not, because it will help you transition and flow through off-body moves a whole lot easier. And it will help you to become more advanced with your manipulation of your hoop. So here is what it looks like. If you're in your right hand and you're doing a forwards weave, as you cross over to the left, and everything, if you're in your left hand, then you're going to just mirror this. It will be on the opposite side. So as your hoop comes over to the opposite side and your arm is in front of you, you will notice that your thumb is on the inside. And what you're going to do as your hoop goes in momentum, like it's going back to do a weave, you're going to turn towards it and you're going to change your grip. So it goes from your thumb to an outside grip. Then you are ready to pop your leg in. Okay, so I'm going to show you forwards weave. As it comes to the second side, thumb, let the momentum, fingers on the inside. Now it's on your right side or your left side if you're using your left hand, and you're ready to go into an escalator. Again, forwards weave, practice as many times as you can. Second side, thumb, forefinger, stall it on the floor, leg in, up for an escalator. Cool? All right, another thing that you can do with these types of transitions where they are quite sharp and moving from one position to the next is you can create a stall. And by that, I mean if you're weaving, thumb, forefinger, a stall is when we stop and we pose and then we move into the next part of the combo. You can also bring in any dance moves like body rolls or turning towards your hoop then turning away, so you can make it as theatrical and amazing as you like. All right, let's put those 3 moves together. Lasso, squeeze, shut the door, reposition the hand, turn and weave. Thumb, forefinger out to the side, step in and escalator up. All right. Now we need to go for a bounce. So we're going to need to come from an escalator where we take the hoop up and off, and then we need to let the momentum of the hoop come down in front. So it's kind of doing this hinging through the hand. And there needs to be this level of softness, so we allow the weight of the hoop to come in. You can obviously go up and bam, straight in front if you're going to hit the beat there, or you can, don't forget to step in with the second leg, up and off and just let it flow. So from here to the side, step in, up and off. Notice it's hinging through my hand, coming to the front plane and bounce, 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 bounce. Okay, we need to go from bounce, bounce, bounce to a smear. And there's a few different ways that we can do this. I'm going to suggest that we start the smear at the back, just so we have a little bit of extra attention in the back plane. So what's going to happen is we bounce, bounce, bounce. And when you feel ready, I would suggest when your arm is diagonally long on the opposite side, you're going to hinge the hoop to the back plane. You'll feel it touch your butt, and then you can put hands on the inside and you're going to go into a smear move. You can circle or turn in a circle rather when that happens. So it looks like this: side, side, opposite side, hinge back, 2 hands in, thumbs up, and then you decide which way you want to do your smear. Side, front, side, back. Side, front, side, back. Cool? Okay, so here we go. We've created a combo. We're going lasso, turn in a circle if you need. Squeeze that hoop to shut the door. Opposite hand grabs, first hand repositions as you turn, and so you're turning towards the second hand. So you turn, squeeze and weave forwards. When the hoop comes onto the opposite side, thumb, forefinger out to the side, step in, up, let the hoop come around. I'm going to turn to come back towards you. And that would only happen if you're having an audience or if you're videoing yourself and you don't want to be like just looking at your butt, like if you want to see your technique or you're creating something for Instagram or a friend or whatever. Now we're in the bounce. As we're over to the opposite side, we swing back and move into a smear. Let's try it again. Above the head, squeeze shut the door, reposition the hand, turn and weave. When it's on the opposite side, thumb, forefinger out to the side, up, and I'm going to come all the way back around, let the weight of the hoop come down for a bounce, my hands on top, and then all the way back and smear. A few more times. I would also recommend doing it in your opposite side if your right hand is getting sore. Now, the beautiful thing, once you have broken down the moves and you have put your transitions in together, then you're going to start to flow with it. So you will find that your body might like to turn every time you move into something new. And that's okay. You might be doing this full 360 in one direction and then the other. And so what you start to feel there is this kind of synchronicity between you, the moves, the transitions, your hoop, and your flow will start to expand. And you no longer are thinking, wait, and it's okay if there's thinking time. If you're like, wait, there's the lasso, and then I have to shut the door, and then I need to turn. It's okay to break those down. In fact, it's essential for your learning. Don't feel like that's a bad step of the process. It's like any creative process, learning the foundations. And when your foundations are strong, then you can open up to creative flow. So having a little practice with those. You know what? I know that I said we're going to do a combo or like 2 combos in this tutorial, but this tutorial is getting long. So here is what I want you to do. It's some homework. You can leave me a comment down below. I want you to mess this up. After you've done lasso, weave, escalator, bounce, smear, in that order, I want you to create a new combo. Those 5 tricks, but in a different order. And when you have a new order, put it in the comments down below and let me know that order. And I'm going to read the comments and then I'm going to try out your combo with these 5 tricks. If there's any cool transitions that you come up with to link these different moves together, let me know. Leave it in the comment below. I hope that you loved this combo. I'm going to pick 5 more cards. Yeah, 5 more cards, maybe 6, maybe 4, who knows, for the next tutorial. So make sure that you tune in to creating combos. Big hoop love. Don't forget to check the links down below from me to you. Mwah.